Hello, this is Hannah Schwalm back again with more highlights, this time from the 5th week of the industry. So the first highlight would have to be the values assessment that we did. Because if you don't know what your core values are in life, then you're really lacking that foundation, and whatever you try to build your life upon will be really rocky because of that like unsolid foundation. So for me, this is something that I've actually given a lot of thought prior to the assessment, I guess. But it always helps when you have like a list of choice words in front of you, because for a lot of us, I think just about every person would acknowledge that they have values, but that, guide and drive their lives. But the trick is to be able to state those values. And I think a lot of us haven't pared it down to like a mission statement, even like, this is what I stand for and this is what my purpose is. And that is just so key. So I loved doing that, and it gets me really fired up, because again, like, everything that you do in life flows from, or it should, from those values that you hold. So at least in my case, going through that exercise really helped to solidify what those values are for me. The second part is that along with that, we did sort of a leadership assessment that was sort of acknowledging what your strengths in leadership are, whether that's sort of taking charge in a project, or it can be as far from that is just being a good listener. Like we talked about in one of the previous weeks, being a leader looks like so many different things. And this assessment was broken down into 5 different parts. So leadership was actually just, if I remember correctly, one component of that. And that's also so important, because if you don't recognize, what your strengths and weaknesses are, then when you go into a workplace, you're not going to be set up for success, because, you may be placed in an area or a position that doesn't suit you, but because you don't know where you sort of best fit, then you're not going to be able to be an advocate for yourself. And I guess the final thing, and I have touched on this before, but I'll just reiterate, is just the really positive feedback that we get. And I'm thinking of this especially sort of in terms of the Young Toasters segment of the session, where like every couple weeks we'll give like a pop speech where we're just given the topic on the spot. The atmosphere is so much one of acceptance and like genuine care for everyone, that we're not trying to knock each other down or like prove who is the best. It's we're trying to build each other up, and it may be clear who in the room is naturally more gifted when it comes to speaking. I know that I fall well at the bottom, if there even was such a ranking system, but still, being in such a non-judgmental environment just makes it so that I can stand up there and be more focused on the ways in which I can grow than being self-conscious about the areas that I'm not good at. Yeah, it's just something really special that you don't find everywhere, and that I honestly don't see any reason that this couldn't exist, in other places of learning and whatever. But yeah, it's something that I've been so refreshed by. So yeah, that is all for now.